Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so we've all watched foundation models basically conquer the digital realm, right? But the ultimate frontier, the final boss, if you will, is building a general-purpose brain for the physical world. So let's dive right into the architecture that's finally cracking this massive problem, PI0. Okay, let's dive into this. Our whole analysis today is really framed around this fascinating, highly ambitious goal from Chelsea Finn at Physical Intelligence. Because you see, it's not just about programming, a single robot for an assembly line anymore. It's about how we might actually truly develop and bring generalizable intelligence out of the text box and into our messy, chaotic physical reality. Which brings us to a massive central puzzle. How exactly does an AI translate a super simple language command, something like, hey, fold the laundry, into the incredibly complex, dynamic robotic joint movements you actually need to pull it off? It's like a giant puzzle. Here is our roadmap for the explainer. First, we're looking at the physical challenge. Second, inside the PI0 architecture. Third, the rebellious robot. And finally, tokenizing physical actions. All right, starting off with section 1, the physical challenge, moving beyond digital text. So with large language models, the recipe is usually pretty simple, right? Just scale up the data. But the physical world? Yeah, it really doesn't play by those rules. Industrial robot data is great, but it lacks behavioral diversity. And sure, we have billions of YouTube videos, but they lack true robotic embodiment. I mean, you don't become an expert tennis player just by watching Wimbledon on TV. And simulations? They just lack that gritty, real-world physical realism. So while scale is definitely necessary, it's absolutely not sufficient. Let's zoom in a bit for section 2, inside the PI0 architecture, the robotic brain. If scaling data isn't the magic bullet, the answer has to lie in the architecture itself. And this brilliantly illustrates the high-speed pipeline happening right inside the robot's brain. First, it takes in visual inputs from cameras alongside a simple language command. Then, a vision language model processes that context and hands it off to a diffusion head that predicts the actual actions. Finally, it outputs continuous joint controls at 50 Hertz, so it's seeing, thinking, and moving, literally 50 times every single second. Let's break down the hardware here. On the reasoning side, we've got the VLM backbone. They're using PolyGemma, which is a massive 3 billion parameter model just digesting images and language. Then, on the execution side, you have the diffusion head. This utilizes a flow matching variant to take the internal values from the VLM and predict chunks of 50 actions a full second into the future. Simply put, the VLM does the thinking, and the diffusion head does the acting. Moving to section 3, the rebellious robot, when AI forgets English. Now, getting the thinking and acting parts to actually cooperate, well, that wasn't exactly smooth sailing. The researchers would give a plain, everyday English command, like pick up the cutting board, and the robot would just pick up a plate instead. They'd tell it again, and it would just wander off doing its own thing. It was this huge mystery. Why on earth did this massive, brilliant language model suddenly start ignoring the most basic instructions? Well, the issue turned out to be an architectural conflict. You see, the diffusion head responsible for the actual movement was randomly initialized. So as it aggressively updated its weights, trying to learn those joint movements, it ended up sending these totally chaotic gradients backward through the entire system. This effectively deteriorated the pristine, pre-trained weights of the vision language model. So by trying to teach the AI physical muscle memory, they accidentally gave its language center amnesia. And that brings us to section 4, tokenizing physical actions, the technical fix. So the reasoning engine and the physical engine were basically destroying each other. The fix? Tokenized actions. Normally, we treat robotic movement as this continuous, smooth flow of joint angles. But large language models don't think like that. They process discrete tokens, like individual words. By translating those continuous physical movements into discrete tokens, the model could suddenly process physical actions exactly the way it processes language. It's a real game changer. The technical execution here is just brilliant. First, they shifted to predicting those tokenized actions. Second, and honestly, this is the real secret sauce here, they applied what's called a stop gradient. By literally cutting off the gradient from the randomly initialized diffusion head, they built a firewall. This prevented all that messy trial and error of learning muscle memory from traveling backward and overriding the VLM backbone. It protected the model's language abilities and actually ended up accelerating the overall training speed too. And the results of this architectural tweak? Absolutely staggering. By tokenizing the actions and throwing up that stop gradient firewall, the robot's success rate for accurately following complex instructions skyrocketed to 80%. So the crucial point is really looking at the before and after. Before tokenization, the model was completely stuck at a measly 20% follow rate, just grabbing the wrong items, totally ignoring commands. But after adding that stop gradient firewall, it hit 80%. It could finally protect its advanced reasoning skills while flawlessly executing those 50 hertz physical movements. We've seen exactly how bridging the gap between vision language models and physical execution, specifically through tokenization, unlocks this entirely new tier of capability. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to wrap up this explainer. If an AI can now master complex physical movements without sacrificing its ability to reason, what real-world tasks are about to be completely transformed next? The physical world is finally open to foundation models.